A hopping 90 million years ago, Antarctica looked nothing like it does now. It was actually a warm, vibrant and lush rainforest with lots of amazing flora and fauna. Millions of years ago, Antarctica was home to many different species, but as the land changed into a frozen tundra, this wildlife disappeared. Today, only several species continue to live in the freezing landscape of the southern hemisphere. It's the only continent with no permanent human habitation, and it might remain that way. Many questions surround this cold and barren land, and to this day, we continue to discover new things that change our perspective about what lies in the southern hemisphere. From wonky compasses to a monstrous, unknown creature. Here are 8 fascinating discoveries in Antarctica that could change history. Number 8. 17-pound meteorite hidden away for thousands of years. Earlier this year, a group of scientists went on an expedition to Antarctica, discovered 5 perfectly preserved meteorites hiding in the southern hemisphere for thousands of years. Among them was the heaviest space rock discovered on the continent, a 17-pound meteorite. Now, you might not believe this, but Antarctica is one of the best places to discover meteorite. It's incredibly easy to spot space rocks in the white landscape, and the frigid environment ensures their preservation. We've already discovered 45,000 meteorites in the southern hemisphere. Now that's a lot. To give you an idea, we've discovered around 70,000 meteorites worldwide. That means more than half have been found in Antarctica. Essentially, a lot of space rocks head toward our planet every year. However, less than 5% of these rocks successfully fall onto our planet. After all, most of the rocks burn up as they travel through the Earth's atmosphere. Large meteorites are considered significant fine, but their size doesn't really matter. Each meteorite, regardless of its size, tells us about outer space, and scientists use these cosmic cannonballs to gather information about the heavenly bodies surrounding us. Now, doesn't this make you wonder, if Antarctica is a place filled with meteorites, isn't it highly likely that it's also a place where alien spacecraft land? Number 7. UFO crash landing or just a rock. Antarctica is reserved for people with money or scientists who want to gather data and conduct research. Most people will never step foot in Antarctica. Thanks to the internet, however, even ordinary people can have the chance to explore the Antarctic ice sheets without leaving their homes. Sometimes satellite images reveal the most astounding discoveries. For instance, an internet user exploring a map of Antarctica suddenly spotted this strange feature on a rocky landmass at the South Pole. In the photo, you can see that the feature doesn't look like an ordinary rock. Instead, it looks like an extraterrestrial aircraft. Some people believe that this is just an ordinary rock, but some believe that it makes sense for extraterrestrial spacecraft to crash land near the South Pole. This isn't the only incident where people saw suspicious features in the southern hemisphere while looking at satellite images. In this next photo, you can see an elongated object that seems to have crashed into the icy landscape of Antarctica. This photo was captured near Mount Pageant, a 9,629-foot-tall mountain. Some people claimed that a spacecraft made an emergency landing in the area. It's somehow believable because of the long trail the object left behind. However, experts believe that the alleged spaceship is nothing but a rock that fell from a high area. In this next photo, you can see what looks like a flying saucer hiding among the rocky terrain in Antarctica. This was allegedly taken in the southern hemisphere by an unidentified group of researchers. It's quite fishy for the actual source of the photo to be kept secret, and so many believe this is a hoax. Even so many are convinced that countless spaceships visit the southern hemisphere without our knowledge. Number 6. No compasses beyond this area. Compasses are tools used for navigation, but there's something strange about our planet that renders these indispensable tools useless: Earth's peculiar magnetism. The South Pole is one of the few places on Earth that has no official time zone and no official routes. There's no way of knowing where you are, even if you have a compass with you. For some strange reason, compasses stop working the closer you get to the North and South Poles. Navigation instruments that contain magnetized pointers lose their sense of direction, and you have no choice but to rely on something else to navigate. Compasses are designed so that the north end of the needle is always attracted to the magnetic North Pole. Naturally, the opposite end would be the southern hemisphere, but for some strange reason, the closer you get to the South Pole, the more the magnet on your compass will try to point straight down. That's why if you try to find true north while standing anywhere in Antarctica, you won't have any luck. Your compass will spin in all directions trying to find its way. Some claim that this is because something is protecting the South Pole. An unseen force is preventing people from exploring the entirety of the southern hemisphere. But that seems like a far-fetched theory to many experts. Earth's magnetism is likely the only culprit, but who knows? There might be something in the southern hemisphere that is actively preventing us from exploring it properly. Before we go on like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now. Number 5. Antarctic fungi. Imagine a place where temperatures reach -degrees°C, an incredibly close place, yet receives little to no rain. A place where almost no creatures exist, Antarctica, and yet among the unforgiving and almost inhospitable environment of the South Pole, is a feisty fungus. Overall, there are about 100,000 fungus species all around the world. Many of them are found almost everywhere on our planet, but there are also species that choose to live in the most extreme places on our planet. One of the most fantastic fungus species was discovered by explorers in Antarctica. The fungus was discovered in wooden relics left behind by past expeditions to Antarctica, while exploring the remains of a wooden hut set up in the Antarctic by explorers in the early 1900s. A pathologist discovered traces of fungal decay in the materials. The fungus stumped experts who couldn't believe that a microorganism managed to survive in the extreme climate. Although most people think that the fungi are disgusting, especially molds and mildew, pathologists view these creatures differently. Fungi live by attacking other materials, including wood. As long as there's something, they can scavenge. They can create nutrients to sustain themselves. However, the most interesting thing is that before the explorers in the 1900s visited Antarctica, there were no known native fungus species living in the region. This goes to show that human interference affects biodiversity anywhere in the world. Number 4. The unknown third man factor, or just a coincidence. This might sound trippy, but the third man factor is one of the freakiest things ever reported in icy environments, including Antarctica. When Ernest Shackleton set out on an expedition in Antarctic waters, many waited with bated breath. Many worried that the entire team would not return safely. Many people already know about the failed experiment, but a single detail about their journey is often left out: the third man factor. It was said that when Ernest Shackleton and his team trekked along the icy terrain of the Antarctic after their vessel failed, they could feel the presence of someone else along with them. Shackleton claimed that while they were walking, he could feel that there were actually 4 of them instead of 3. The phenomenon widely reported, especially by polar explorers. It was named after an experienced Peter Hillary, a renowned explorer, had he claimed a third person followed him and his partner while exploring the icy region. Of course, scientists tried to unravel this strange phenomenon. Could it be that the explorers were simply so exhausted that their senses failed them? Or is it really true that a mysterious entity guides lost travelers exploring the frozen parts of our planet to safety? Scientists conducted experiments where healthy subjects were made to see after images of themselves, creating the illusion that someone else was in the room. However, the sensation they experienced was so creepy that many subjects decided to back out. Many travelers and researchers claimed that while they were lost, they saw people walking alongside them. These entities would provide them comfort, guidance, and advice while finding their way to safety. Could it be that we really have guardian angels? Or are there entities in the most isolated and desolate parts of our planet that wait for lost travelers with the sole purpose of guiding them back to safety? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Number 3. Amazing see-through fish. In 2015, researchers drilling through Antarctica's raw ice shelf discovered something incredibly unexpected. In case you're asking yourself why scientists were drilling there in the first place, it's simply for science. After drilling, scientists discovered microbes, crustaceans, and some of the strangest creatures on our planet. Using a hot water drill, scientists drilled several miles into the raw shelf and underneath a massive chunk of ice. They discovered amazing see-through fish. Researchers also discovered an entire colony of around 60 million fish in the ice-covered Weddell Sea in Antarctica among the sea creatures as the Neopangitopsisiona. Trust me, this see-through fish is among the most amazing creatures on Earth. This ice fish was just discovered recently, so we don't know much about them just yet. What we're sure about, however, is that these creatures don't have red blood cells. Since it lives in Antarctica, where the temperature is incredibly low, this fish has evolved to have an antifreeze protein in its blood. This prevents the creature from freezing and ensures ice crystals don't grow inside its body. This unique discovery goes to show that there are a lot more things to discover in the North and South Poles. Who knows what other strange creatures lurk in the frigid oceans of our planet? Number 2. Mysterious singing ice. You're probably wondering what singing ice is. The last time I checked, ice can't really sing right well. There is a massive chunk of ice in Antarctica that has been singing for years. In 2017, scientists claimed that an ice shelf at the South Pole constantly sings at a frequency that isn't audible to human ears. This eerie but compelling tune is almost always at a frequency of 5 Hz, 5 cycles per second. Initially, scientists were quite confused about where this eerie sound originated, that is until they discovered that the culprit was the topmost layer of the raw shelf. It took years of research and more than 30 seismic sensors to learn the truth about the dull hum resonating throughout the Antarctic. Although it is rather creepy, there isn't much mystery behind the humming. Scientists explained that the singing was created by the wind blowing across the top of the ice shelf. However, the song of the ice shelf also tells us a lot of things. The sound isn't a mere creepy tone. Rather, it's a song that scientists can use to gather data about the ice shelf. By listening and observing its tune, experts can monitor various aspects of the Ross Ice Shelf. Number 1. Centuries-old fruitcake. This is a bit off topic, but is there really anyone who wants to eat fruitcake? I can't really remember a time when I craved this pastry. Although it has the word cake in its name, it's not really the most appetizing. It is a popular gift to give out during the holidays because of its long shelf life, but no one looks forward to receiving them right. But how would you like to taste a century-old, finely aged fruitcake that has been preserved by nature itself? In 2017, experts discovered the oldest fruitcake on the entire planet. It was found in the coldest and driest place on Earth. What better place to hide and preserve a fruitcake, an already popular, indestructible food and the largest natural refrigerator in the world, the Antarctic hidden in the oldest building at the South Pole, is a fruitcake left behind by the British explorer Robert Falcon Scott during the Antarctic expedition between 1910 and 1913. The fruitcake was still wrapped in paper and encased in a tin. Scientists described the fruitcake as still in an almost edible state. The cake was from the bakers, Huntley and Palmer's. Scientists claimed that they could smell a rather disgusting, buttery scent emanating from the cake, but other than that, it smells and looks edible. Would you dare try this fruitcake? I don't know about you, but it's a hard pass for me. What do you think about these discoveries? Comment your thoughts down below. If you have any other fun facts about the South Pole, feel free to share them down below as well. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.